We are into the black. Today's guest is someone who has transformed the way women think about personal style and confidence. Yes, ma'am. She started her journey with a passion of fashion, which led to the creation of the Fearless Fashionista, a personal styling agency that empowers women to embrace their authentic selves through bold and transformative styling experiences. Mm-hmm. I mean, her outfit is crushing it today. Not only is she a stylist, but also an author, speaker, and a beacon of inspiration for many. Welcome, Lauren Simmonds, into the black.
Thank you, Heather. Thank you for having me.
Of course. I'm so happy you're here. What is going on with you right now, lady? I know you are just doing so many things. We were just talking about you starting a podcast. Yes. Like, let's catch up. What's happening?
So I'm styling. I work full time. I'm a mom.
Yes.
I started my podcast. And what I'm really trying to do right now is impact more women. So you're going to see me, collaborating with other people, including yourself, getting the word out about style and fashion and how it can really help, really, like you said, transform your life. So I've just been doing all kinds of things. Honestly, I feel like if you have an idea of like the industry or maybe the field you want to be in, you have to just start doing things and then opportunities will present themselves to you. So I am taking advantage of all the opportunities that come my way, but I need to work some more R&R into that schedule.
Dude, yes. Rest and relaxation is really important, and self-care, especially as a mom, as a business owner, but it's hard. Mm-hmm. It really is hard. So tell me, what was like the moment or the experience that really sparked your interest in fashion?
So I don't think it was one moment. Yeah. Actually, it started when I was in the womb, and when they took an ultrasound, they saw me wearing a high heel. So that's where it started.
Oh my God, I love that.
So my mother used to sew. So she has a passion for style and fashion. She used to sew clothing for herself and would have like the most unique outfits. And then when myself and my sisters were born, she would sew for us. So we would have matching outfits, things like that. So I've always been exposed to style from that perspective, like in the house. And then I don't know what moment it was, but I realized pretty early on that style is powerful. You know, I like pretty things. I like things that look good, or even if they're not pretty, if they're interesting or unique or evoke some kind of emotion. So it started young. I can't pinpoint exactly when, but it's carried through my whole life.
Mm-hmm. So do you feel like, what was, I guess, around the age you were just like, you know what? I'm just going to do and wear whatever the hell I want. Because that was hard for me. I was just like, I wanted to wear the cool fucking shit, but like I never had that confidence. You obviously did. So like how like, was it high school, middle school? Like,
I don't know. I mean, it's still happening. Like I still feel like there are instances where should I push the boundary or should I do something a little different? So in corporate America, all throughout like middle school and high school, I had an interest in style. I can't say that I was the most stylish because at that age, first of all, I was the skinny girl with knobby knees and glasses. So
I feel it. So it's hard. Yeah. It's hard to like want to be yourself when you feel like insecure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, over time I got more confidence and just, again, started trying to push the boundaries in whatever space I occupy, because a lot of times uniforms or ideas about style are pushed on us.
Yes.
And, I'm like, I don't want to look like that. So I would start, just adding a little color or personality or interest to my outfits. And then, over time it just grew.
Dude, I love that. That is, and I wish that, and I will say, Gen Z and Gen A, they are more accepting of people's styles.
Are we saying Gen A now?
I mean, well, because I have Gen A kid. I have 3 Gen A kids. You know what I mean?
So wait, so when did Gen A start?
Gen A, I think, is after 2000 they were born, or 2010. There's like the brackets, right? So there's Gen Z, and I forget, because Gen Z is now like in college, graduating college, some of them. So I know.
I feel like just a few years ago, millennials were the big rage. Now millennials are like old. I know. And I can say that because I'm older. I'm not a millennial. I'm a Gen Z.
You're
Gen X. Gen X. I almost said Z. No, I am X.
Yeah, because it's like the Gen Z and Gen A, they're all about that style and the authenticity and just like being themselves. And like people, they're more accepting now. Shit, back in high school and when we were in like middle school, never ever could we get away with that, because we would be.
You know what? So I forgot one important thing. So I'm from New York originally, and I went to the High School of Performing Arts. And I would travel from Brooklyn's finest, into the city to go to high school in Manhattan. And because we, so many artsy students from so many different backgrounds came together, there was a lot more diversity in terms of how students dress and express themselves. So I had the fortune of going to a school that allowed me at least a little more latitude,
I love that. And that obviously carried through into adulthood because like you are crushing it. Let me just say, I cannot stop looking at your glasses. I am obsessed with the specs. We all know.
Yes.
But let's talk about the glasses.
So these are by a brand called Von Tell. And I don't know if you can see this, but it's actually a kente cloth design. And I got these from Omega Optical in Philly.
God, they're so cute.
Yeah. So I'm all about, using eyewear, and actually anything like hairstyles can be an accessory, your eyewear. So I started wearing glasses in the 5th grade. And yes, I was that girl with the Coke bottle, unattractive glasses. Like, I don't know if I thought I was crushing it at the time, but in retrospect, no, not quite. But, once I got older and more in control of my style and my benefits, I was like, well, why can't I use my style, my eyewear to make a style statement?
That is so true. And my favorite person is Iris Apfel with her glasses, girl. That's so good. Rest in peace, lady. Yes. But that was like every time I saw her, I was like, damn, dude, she's just like crushing it every time.
Oh my God. Yo, I love the fact that, so she was 101, right?
Yes. Yep.
101. And she managed to just continue to pull the thread on style throughout her whole life. Oh,
yes, I know.
I love that.
So good. So what was the turning point that led to the start of the Fearless Fashionista in 2011?
Divorce? No.
Was it really? Well, girl, shit. I mean, come on. We're fucking real talk here. And that sometimes is the motivator, to be honest with you. But shit.
And I'm not laughing at the fact that I went through a divorce. No, there's nothing funny about that. And I was just explaining to someone today that so I've always had an interest in style and fashion. When fashion blogging became a thing, I got into it really late. Like by that time, all the fashion girls were pretty much established and all that. But this whole idea of, documenting my style and my outfits and having a forum to express myself was just something that was intriguing. And I didn't have a blueprint. I didn't know where I was going, but I knew that I needed to start. So I started a blog. Then I started designing t-shirts, and this is an old design. This is from like 2014. That. Thank you. So I started designing t-shirts, and at the same time, my marriage was falling apart. So having something that I called my own, something creative that I could work on, it helped me through that difficult time. And then over the years, it evolves. So
that is so cool. How many blog posts have you say that you've written for?
Oh, a lot. But if you go to my website now, thefearlessfashionista.com, I actually archived a lot of the old stuff. Okay. So I don't have a lot that are live, but
still, I mean, you've written for so long. Yes. And I bet you it's like second nature to you now.
Well, no, not really. So, because I'm not a trained writer. But I do think that I write pretty well, but it takes me sometimes a long time to formulate my ideas. I have been taking advantage of AI to help, develop concepts or maybe think about perspectives that I wouldn't have thought of. But sometimes it really takes me a long time to develop my ideas.
Yeah, that's understandable. And I mean, that's okay because that is your authentic, true idea, and that's just not spit out by a freaking computer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And with fashion, I mean, with any industry, there are tons of people out there probably sharing the same or similar information. So it's like, how can I deliver value in a way that's not exactly like, the way everyone else is covering it. So I try to do that. But at the end of the day, most women that I work with or speak to about style, they just want easy formulas to get dressed. A lot of women want to take risks, but they don't know how. They want to dress better, but they don't know how. So that's where I help demystify the process.
No, that's amazing. And I'm glad that we have somebody here in the state actually to help women, like empower us in our style, because I know for a very long time, I did not really step into my style due to, other people in my life that weren't really allowing me to. One of them was I had a boyfriend back, oh God, forever ago. And I had this pink belt that I freaking loved. And he literally told me I can't wear it.
Really?
Yes. And it was just like So then, ever since then, I was like, I'm going to be bold AF with like everything I wear and just be unapologetic about it. And I'm so glad that we have somebody like you in this state that actually is like helping other women step out into their like fashionista, essentially.
Yeah, because it's fun. It's like, why not? You know, fashion is for everyone. And even if you don't want to do the whole clothing thing, using fun accessories are a great way to, you know, add some fun to your style. So, I mean, there's just a ton of ways.
And like you mentioned the hair, like I had to do the space buns today because like
they look so cute.
Hey, thank you. It's like a fun fashion accessory. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So what are some of the key lessons or philosophies in your book, Find Your Fabulous, that you believe are essential for women to develop their, you know, style?
So I developed a 4-step process called the D.I.V.A Essentials. And you know, I love acronyms and I love making things simple. Like what's an easy way for me to teach women how to dress, that, you know, you can just think of something quickly. So D.I.V.A, the D is for determine what looks good on you. So what colors, cuts, styles, fits, where should you be shopping? Like when you think about style, you should approach it like any other investment in your life. Like spend a little bit of time. Like I don't know that many women sit down and actually say, okay, this is my life. These are the activities I engage in. This is how I want to look. And then start developing a wardrobe that actually meets a lot of those needs, you know? So determine what looks good on you, invest in yourself. So invest time and money where appropriate. And there's a lot of subcategories that go under that. The V is for view your wardrobe as an extension of your brand. We all know that personal brands are a thing. And, you know, I find the term overused and annoying, but it is a good thing to think about because in this day and age with social media and technology and really trying to differentiate yourself from other people, why wouldn't you dress better or try to dress better? Like it's something that is a quick visual that can give people a clue to what you're all about, make you stand out. I've gotten so many opportunities and developed relationships with people just because I might have had something interesting on that was a good conversation piece, or, you know, I ran into another style lover. Like style can really open up a lot of doors for you.
And a lot of conversations with people. That is, I think, one thing for myself. I'm like an introvert. I know I know it's kind of crazy that it doesn't seem like it, especially for you too. I don't think you're an introvert. But like just having a statement piece that will strike up a conversation and help somebody, like, you know, if I came up to you, the first thing I would say like, oh my God, I love your glasses. And then like we would be able to start talking.
Right.
But if there wasn't that piece there, I'd be like, oh,
That's
what
right.
do I say? So
exactly.
I absolutely love that. What are some of the, have you worked growing up, you know, in New York or Delaware, have you worked in any like retail shops that you would like help people with their fashion? Even though like you didn't start officially yet, but have you worked in any shops or retail?
So I've never, I've never worked retail, not clothing, but I did sell. I was the counter manager for a cosmetics brand way back when I first moved to Delaware.
Oh, okay.
But no, I haven't worked retail, but I've done a lot of shopping, which qualifies me.
Yeah. It does. It totally does. Because I like the one place that I love to go shopping is White House Black Market.
Oh, okay.
Because like, come on, that's my brand. I wear black all the time, and I actually used to work there.
Oh,
because,
really?
Yes,
okay.
because I was like so obsessed with their fashion. I just absolutely had to work there. So, what advice would you give to other women who are actually starting to start to their own business, especially in creative fields like fashion?
Boy. So you actually have to develop the skills in whatever area you are pursuing, but also develop business skills. And that's something that I'm still improving my business skills. I invest in coaching. You know, I've spent a lot of money on coaching. I read a lot of, you know, information about, you know, my field. I, you know, reach out to your local small business development center or SBA to get free information and resources. And like I said, I'm really trying to, you have to continue learning and continue, you know, sharpening your professional skills and also sharpening your business skills.
For sure. Did you hear about, was it D.I.V.A that just closed in Wilmington?
Yes, I heard about that. I know my niece graduated from there.
Yeah. I mean, and that's sad. And what is this? Delaware Center for Design? I forget what it is. We're going to butcher this. Sorry, y'all.
Delaware College of Art and Design.
Yes. And a lot of people would go there for fashion and for merchandising. So that's really sad that we lost that here in Delaware.
Yes.
But
yeah,
I mean, that's more people for you to coach, right? You know what I'm saying? So what initiatives or changes do you believe that are still needed for women in business for support and helping them break through into their industry, if that's fashion or just business or whatever their niche is? What do you think is the biggest thing that you've learned so far?
The importance of collaboration. It's something that I still am working on. I try to do everything myself, but if you can link up with other people who are, headed in the same direction, where you can supplement each other's, weaknesses and, be a good complement to one another. What else? What advice would I give? Yeah, I mean, collaborating, educating yourself, and just finding ways to self-soothe and fortify yourself when you have days where you feel like things are not going well. I feel there have been times when I'm like, why am I doing this? Or like, I'm, just self-doubt and all those kinds of things.
Yes.
But that's when you have to kind of find a way to tap into the things that energize you. I love working on my business. I do. It energizes me. It wakes me up in the middle of the night, and I think about no, seriously. I
would
always
hate that if it woke me up in the middle of the night.
Okay, to be honest with you, hot flashes wake me up in the middle of the night. But while I'm hot flashing,
I feel you there.
I'm thinking about my business also, but I think about it a lot, and I'm glad about that, honestly, because I know that sometimes if you don't have a sense of purpose, you can feel like, what am I doing?
Yeah, no, I completely understand that. It's really difficult to keep that motivation going, not have that self-doubt and that imposter syndrome. That is one thing that is a huge struggle for a lot of women in business, is that imposter syndrome. Like, who the hell cares about what the F we have to say? You know what I mean? That's how I felt sometimes about this podcast. Like, who cares about what the hell I have to say? But people want to hear stories, and they want to hear women in business, and they want to hear the triumphs and the struggles and everything like that. And that's what I think keeps me moving forward. And I know you helping other women with their fashion and their confidence, because the two go hand in hand.
And so, style is very little about the actual clothing, and it's more about the mindset. So when I work with women, we kind of peel back the layers and understand, in addition to what things are going on in your life now, whether you have a job or, social engagements, religious engagements, whatever your life is comprised of, what are the messages that you've gotten about how you should show up in these situations, and how can we either open your eyes to add some variety to that? Or a lot of times I spend time saying, wait, well, you say that this is your style goal, but you're almost there, just with a few tweaks. You're pretty much there. A lot of times women don't have the ability to see ourselves the way we may be showing up to other people. So they need that little eye opener, like, you're doing it right, or maybe just change this. Usually it's like small tweaks.
Right. Yeah. And what was it? Elizabeth Taylor? Somebody said that once you get dressed, you always take one piece off. Who was that?
I don't know who said that, but I don't know who.
You do not?
Was it Coco Chanel? I think it
Maybe.
was Coco Chanel.
She's canceled anyway.
Is she? Wait, what did I miss?
She's like a secret Nazi in some shit. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I can see where that can be useful, because that can be true. And, the advice, well, less is more. No, sometimes more is more. Okay. Like, sometimes I like to pile it on. Like,
yes.
I have these big earrings and these big glasses and, chunky boots. It just really depends. And there's no formula. Like, sometimes there are little tricks. Like, generally, I would say if you're wearing big earrings, don't wear a necklace. Or if you're wearing a big necklace, maybe, just things related to proportion and stuff like that. But sometimes, even in the case of Iris Apfel, like, she would pile it on.
Have bangles to her
exactly
elbows.
So it's really about personal preference, context, and your willingness to say, you know what, fuck it, like, this is what I'm wearing. I don't care about the rules.
See, and I feel like I need more fuck it moments, like, for real, because I'm looking at you right now, and you're crushing it in this freaking outfit. But the thing is, I love me some big ass hoops, but I feel like I cannot rock or get away with the big ass hoop with my big ass glasses. And sometimes I'm like, oh man, and my husband loves me in some hoops, let me tell you. But I'm just like, okay, I guess I need to rock the studs if I'm going to rock the glasses. But I guess I do need to just say fuck it and wear my sparkly,
Do you have any
hoops. Yes, I have some.
So
hoops.
Have you tried them on yet?
Yeah, I have, but I
glasses?
just sometimes I'm just like, oh man, I just feel like I feel like my nose is too big, my earrings are too big, my hair is too big, my forehead's too big, and my glasses are too big. Everything's too big. So it's just
Well, then lean into it. Just make it, just go big.
All right. Next time I'm going out, I'm going to send you a picture of me wearing all the things and just stack
just see how you feel. And the thing is like, if you don't like it, you could just take it off. It's easy.
That's true. Yeah. It's like you said, personal preference, right? So tell us about the rest of the outfit. We got the shoes. Who are the shoes from?
So this is a brand called Naked Wolf, and there's actually a wolf on the back.
Let's see. Stop! That's my daughter's favorite, wolves. Oh my God, so good! Yes,
and I really love these. So I know that they're chunky and funky and all that, but the fact that they fit on my leg, I can wear them with skirts and dresses and over skinny jeans, and so I love these. They're functional and they're comfortable. This skirt, now, I generally don't shop at Ann Taylor Loft because I just generally their clothes are a little conservative for me, but I was in the mall one day and I saw the sign advertising. So they had a big poster in the window of a woman wearing this skirt, and I'm like, oh, this is cool because it's like a trench kind of
skirt. Oh, that is so cool! I didn't even notice that it is like a trench skirt.
Yeah, so
that is cool.
I was like, okay, let me see what's going on. So I tried it on, and I was like, okay. So I got this from Ann Taylor Loft. I don't know, some just hoops, some big hoops,
some big ass hoops,
and the T-shirt that I designed.
That you made. Can people buy that shirt?
So funny you should ask. So they will be at some point. This is, like I said, I actually produced this in 2014, but Brooklyn's Finest is actually a lifestyle brand that I'm launching.
Oh, very good. Yeah. Yes, that is amazing. Yeah.
So I have a T-shirt design coming out. Not this one, but eventually I will come out with more of these.
Oh, very good. Well, put me down for one because I would love it. Oh, and actually my friend's from Brooklyn too, so put me down for two. Alyssa needs one. So what is your favorite outfit in your closet for fun right now?
God, I'm gonna say something. People who know me are gonna be like, all right, really? Tulle, I'm into tulle skirts. I love tulle skirts. So that's like an obvious answer. But actually, I really like nowadays, I like more comfortable and simple outfits. And I'm going to be doing some shopping for myself because I want to add some more jeans to my wardrobe, like comfy, cute sneakers, things like that. I love blazers. Blazers are one of my favorite fashion items because they can easily transform your outfit to something a little more polished.
I love that. I actually just got myself 2 blazers. I'm not a blazer girly, but I got myself some like a really oversized one. And that, of course, like I'll rock it with some jeans and like a graphic tee, and then boom, you're just like elevated. I think that's like my staple outfit now.
And like outfit formulas, I'm telling you, they will save you. I have a whole bunch of blazers. Like I said, I need more jeans, but I mean, if you have those pieces that you wear regularly, get different styles of the top and different washes of the jean and just mix and match. Like keep it simple.
Yeah. So what is your favorite outfit in your closet for business? Like I know you just said the jackets, but what is your favorite in the closet for business?
So it could be the same thing because my day job, we have a casual dress code. So I could wear a blazer and a pair of jeans and boots. Like I've even worn these to work. Nice. So it varies. So it's usually some variation of a blazer and a bottom, whether it's jeans or sometimes I'll do a suit. Like earlier in the week, I did a floral pantsuit, that was really colorful and fun. So it really depends on my mood. But the one thing, and when we talk about business, I'm talking about my day job. So I work in finance.
Yes.
But it's not super conservative. So I do have a little flexibility. But sometimes business can also be my business.
Right,
so
exactly.
That's when I have fun. So it could be anything. It could be a tulle skirt. It could be some, patent leather leggings. It can be a shirt dress. So it just depends on how I feel.
Yeah. And, when you say that, I'm like, okay, like that's something that I've just recently learned where it's like, okay, like I don't need to be this super polished conservative. This is my business. This is me business, Heather. Like I don't need to be like that. And that's what I kind of was like taught growing up. Like you must have a polished, appearance when you're talking business. And it's like, it's not really like that anymore.
No, it's not. And it's like, it's all about, again, personal brand, having fun. You have a fun personality, a little quirkiness. Why wouldn't you dress like that and lean into that? Like that's a part of your brand. So, and as a business owner, you get to write the rules. You create the dress code.
That's true. Yes, you're right. But it's like, then it's like, okay, if you go into this, like, look, if I walked up to somebody and had like a proposal or consultation, I don't think that they would be too keen on me, like being like, they probably think I'm not so super serious. So it's like, I guess it's a balancing act of like what you personally love versus that I guess, perception of what other people see of you.
And so, okay, so let's do this really quickly now. So who are your clientele predominantly?
People in the restaurant industry and real estate, which is
a little more formal.
Yeah, a little more formal. So, you know, but I'm also working with people who are podcasts now and authors. So, you know.
So you can create, like, I think it would be completely appropriate for you. Like, I don't know what's in your closet right now, but there's a way to blend your, you know, personality with a little more polish.
Yeah.
Like, so what kind of tops, like, how would you dress for work normally? Like, if you were meeting with a real estate client?
I would wear a, maybe black jeans, yeah, I'd wear tight jeans, like skinny jeans, these boots, a blazer, and maybe a higher necked top, because I don't like to show my cleavage when I'm like around people. So that's what I would wear, I think, to meet real estate. But then before, I would wear black slacks, a blazer, like a crew neck top, very like
buttoned
polished,
up, yeah,
buttoned up, and like it didn't really vibe, because then once I started working for them, they're like, "Oh, she isn't that stuffy." So,
yeah. Start dressing your personality. It's gonna make you more authentic, and you know, I think we could look to, even though this is not the same thing. You're not selling real estate, but when I look at some of the shows on HGTV and how some of the, you know, like the people who are selling and fixing up houses, like sometimes I'm like, okay, that's a cool style. Like this one guy, I forget his name, but he's completely artsy and he brings himself to his job. So just think about how you can bring yourself to your job, because you have a fun job, and you have like people in tech industry. You know, we know it's a predominantly male field, and they don't dress up. So,
you know,
I mean, as a woman, there are different pressures and expectations on us, but you can still have fun. So think about how you can still be fun. You can be fun and polished. And that's my mission. I work with a lot of women in all types of fields, and it's like they want to marry professionalism with their personality.
I need to learn that. I need to lean into more of the fun. I had a tarot reading yesterday. She literally told me I need to lean into more of the fun and love. I was like, okay. So watch out. You're going to see me out here being all crazy. Yeah. So speaking of, you brought up a perfect segue. What is your favorite fashion TV show? Because I'm a lover of like Project Runway. So what do you love to watch?
So I don't watch much TV anymore, to be honest with you. But recently I was looking, so I've been watching Bridgerton, and you know, so I've been looking at the fashion through a different lens now, because I'm just trying to like tune in and notice some of the, you know, the details. Like that's not really my area of expertise, that period. But now I'm like, okay, well, let me look at this through a fashion lens instead of just the storyline. So I've been looking at that, which is, you know, period clothing. I love And Just Like That.
Yes.
I still look to Sex and the City for, you know.
My gosh, that tulle outfit skirt that she had. Yes.
Yeah. So shows like that. I wish Project Runway would come back. Love Project Runway. And I used to watch America's Next Top Model, but I think that's gone, right?
Yeah, that's canceled as well.
So I'm aging myself, but you know.
Miss Tyra Banks. Yes. That's awesome. So so in regards to, like you said, you don't watch a lot of TV. Do you feel as though that these TV shows, you know, that you have watched, Project Runway and Sex and the City, and even like the newer ones, do you feel as though that they are creating these viral social trends? Because there's a lot of social trends going on with fashion right now.
There are, and I don't know how they're
being created, or like,
I know, because you hear about the, you know, Barbie core and mob wife this and clean girl, and like
yes,
it's a lot. And a lot of it, I think someone's manufacturing all these trends just to sell stuff and make people think that they need to buy these things. So my advice would be to, yes, it's appropriate to incorporate a trend or two periodically into your wardrobe, but again, go back to that, where are you in this stage of life? What are your social and professional engagements? What do you like? What flatters your body? Like once you map out all these things, it can become a little more obvious what your style is. And then, you know, you may want to indulge in a trend here and there, but I don't recommend like trying to keep up with all these trends, because things change so fast.
Oh my God, so fast. But also then it's like the rotation of like, we're seeing like the 90s back and like trend, which is bonkers.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts on like the fast fashion industry? Because I know you probably are not a fan, right? Or maybe you are. Maybe you love it. Who knows?
So there were brands that I didn't know were fast fashion. So I've shopped at Express for decades, and I know I'm out of their demographic, but
Express.
they evolve and they have some nice things. Is it the highest end, highest quality stuff? No, but they do a good job of creating trendy items, and they've had to evolve to become more inclusive in terms of sizes and things like that. So I think it's a decent brand. So I used to love Express a lot, but you know what? I got away from the question. What was the question?
What are your thoughts on fast fashion?
Oh, so I found out that Express is considered fast fashion, which I was a little surprised
I didn't know that either. That's interesting, because you would think like fast fashion is like Amazon or something.
Amazon and like Forever 21 and Zara and yeah.
I didn't know Forever 21 was fast fashion.
Oh, absolutely. So they mass produce things so quickly. Like the cycles. I was just reading something today that clothing used to be produced for the 4 seasons. Now, at least 52 cycles of clothing per year, just things being churned out. So think about the waste. And it also gives anxiety.
Oh my
Seriously, because it's like at one point, before I started really doing the styling, I was, doing the pseudo influencer or trying to be an influencer. And I'm like, at one point, I'm like, I don't want to shop all the time. Like, I like re-wearing my clothes. I like getting creative and remixing things and re-wearing and restyling. And, it's not appropriate to hang on to your clothing forever, but I like being able to re-wear my stuff, even if it's dressier. Like, I'm so into repurposing like dressy skirts and making them casual and rework. I just want to challenge the limits of creativity, and fast fashion makes you feel like if you re-wear your clothes, there's something wrong with you. And I don't buy into that.
I love that. So, and that's perfect for my next question. What's your favorite thing that you have found in a thrift shop?
So I haven't done a ton of thrifting in my life, but I did meet a lovely woman, Kate. Kate, she's a personal stylist based out of oh my God, Maryland, and I'm drawing a blank now. Get Dressed Go is her handle on Instagram. And she and I met on Instagram, and we went for this thrifting adventure, and she showed me the ropes because she's like an expert thrifter.
Yeah.
So I got some really cool pieces. It just opened my eyes to the amount of like there's a lot of clothing out there. You don't have to spend a lot of money, and with a keen eye and some creativity, you can pick up some really cool things.
I love that. And it kind of reminds me of that episode of Sex and the City where like Carrie and Samantha, or is it Miranda, they're like thrifting or whatever, and she's always thrifting. Miss Carrie Bradshaw is always finding Gucci and Prada and like
right.
all just it's just like, so I also want to get into thrifting because I'm of I think we all grew up with the thought process of we got to buy it new. We got to buy from Express, the fast fashion. But in reality, there are so many gems that you can find within these resale shops that are just like you can give it new life.
And they're unique, like everyone, just this whole idea of everyone looking alike and dressing alike, and everyone like there was a period of time if like one influencer had a bag, they all wore the same bag. And it's like, hello, like,
show your individuality. Hello. Yeah. Come on. So how do you see the fashion industry evolving in Delaware?
Well, I hope that it becomes more of a thing, because, when you think about fashion, you don't think about Delaware typically, right?
No, not at all.
So I hope that, as I continue to work with more women locally, and so I do, I work with groups also, like I work with women's groups and stuff like that. I will do what I can to spread the word and help women feel more empowered. And even if, you don't lean into fashion as like, if fashion is not your thing, I hope women at least see the benefit of using it as a strategy. Like investing in your style is a strategy, right? And it's something that
thought of it that way.
Every woman can do. It's not like not everyone's smart. I mean, you can invest in your education. Not everyone has creative talents. Not everyone can do the same thing, but every woman can use style to her advantage to, feel good about herself, change perception, set a tone, be a conversation starter. Like, it's a strategy. Use it as a strategy.
Take note, ladies. Use fashion as a strategy. I couldn't, mind blown on that one, by the way. Because like, I just want to feel good, but I've never really thought about like I can use fashion to create an emotion, to create a perception, so that's really, really
I'm telling you, it has worked for me. Like I said, I've gotten so many opportunities, and again, even if you're not trying to do the fashion thing, at least by having whatever it is. So for example, if you work in a 9-to-5 corporate type environment, you don't have to be, you don't have to wear suits every day, but you can create you can just create, like, whether you're the guy who wears cool socks or the person with interesting glasses or the bow tie guy or whatever it is, like, you can create something around your style.
That is super dope. I love that. So are there any Delaware-based designers or boutiques or fashion influencers that you admire? Want to shout out? Because I know you just shouted out a Maryland one.
I did.
Yeah.
So, okay. So let's talk about the area generally. So I have a little secret. I mean, yeah, I shop at the mall, but I do a lot of shopping online. So I do, I use a lot of online boutiques, but I'm actually starting to spread my wings in the Delaware area. There's a boutique called Sybaritic Boutique in Bear that I've collaborated with in the past.
Oh, very fun.
And it's a vegan boutique, and it's near the Chick-fil-A in Bear.
That's funny. To find the vegan boutique, find the Chick-fil-A.
I didn't think of it that way. So they have affordable fashion and some nice little finds. And I've actually worked with them in the past, done some events. And so this is not in Delaware, but it's not too far. So I recently became aware of a boutique in the Philly Fashion District.
Yeah.
And it's called Maison Philly Fashion Week, brought to you by the creators of Philly Fashion Week. So it's a creative space and boutique, and they have a range of stylish clothing, a range of pricing. It's a creative hub. In fact, the episode of my podcast that I recently released was recorded at that boutique.
No way.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's so smart. We actually today were on the digital hospitality group, and Jay, he does the late night restaurant show. He was telling people to just go and record at a boutique or a restaurant or a hotel or whatever. So that's so cool that you got to be able to do that and record like on site.
Yes.
That is so dope. And I need to get up to the fashion district. I have not been up there in a hot minute.
Yeah, it's a beautiful space. It's a really interesting space. And who doesn't love cool fashion, right?
I know. And plus Philly is so close to us.
It is.
And I feel like we're so lucky to be here in Delaware because it's like Philly's right there. Baltimore's right there. DC's right there. New York is a train ride away.
Yep.
Do you feel like it's surprising that Delaware doesn't have more fashion central?
Yes.
Because we're so central to all these other places.
I know. So I guess something has to be done about that.
I think you got to do something about that, ma'am.
And there's so much space, like the riverfront, like there's all this space. Like it would be nice if we could get like a little fashion community popping out here, right?
That'd be so much fun. Okay, so one of my favorites over at White House Black Market, I'm there all the time. Her name's Nicole. She's the manager up there, and she's all about that. And I invite her on the podcast. But that would be, I think, somebody that we could also talk to if we want to start like a fashion, a collective or like a collab, something, because that would be cool.
And honestly, maybe we could do like a fashion episode of this podcast, like do some like 5-minute makeovers or 5-minute fashion tips or something.
Yes. And plus this shit can go anywhere because it's on an iPhone. So literally I could just grab and go. We don't have to be stuck here. We're not stuck in the studio.
We're not stuck.
Not at all.
In the studio.
So if you could share a memorable story about a fashion faux pas you experienced, but that you've learned from now, but like what is your biggest like fashion faux pas?
There's a time and a place for everything. As much as I am all for injecting your personality and pushing the boundaries, sometimes like you just gotta fit within the confines of the dress code or whatever. At my first professional job, graduated high school in June, started working full-time in the World Trade Center in Manhattan.
Oh, wow.
When I turned 18, my second day at my full-time job. So I didn't go to college straight out of high school. I started working, and I didn't know anything. Like I didn't have any family members who were in corporate America. So I didn't really have the blueprint. Like you kind of saw on TV or in movies how you're supposed to dress.
Right.
But again, I didn't really know any better. So I started getting a little comfortable after I worked there for a while. And one day I showed up at work with a jumpsuit on. It was turquoise. So I worked at an insurance company in the World Trade Center. So
oh man, yeah.
It was
very professional. Yeah. I'd be like, get it, girl. Look at you. I'd be
a turquoise jumpsuit.
Yes, I'd be happy to see that in corporate America, to be honest with you. But yes, within the confines of the social space of corporate America.
It was all wrong. And wait, to make matters worse, I had on silver sandals. And the jumpsuit, it had wide, like billowy legs, like pant legs, like MC Hammer. Not quite that bad, but think that
right.
all wrong. to top it off, so email wasn't a thing when I first started working, okay? Email wasn't even around.
Oh, no,
And reminders, I had a job interview that day. I had applied for an internal role, and I show up that day with that jumpsuit and silver sandals on, and I interviewed in that outfit. So
I'm assuming you did not get the job.
Didn't get the job, but guess what? I didn't learn my lesson. So I didn't learn my lesson. Another day, and this outfit was actually from Express. It was like a skirt, like skirts. So it was really short. It looked like a skirt, but it was really pants.
Right.
And then I had on a sweater, a sleeveless sweater with skirts on. And this woman pulled me aside, an older woman who worked there, and essentially it was like, nah, that's not it.
Gave you the business.
It wasn't exactly like that, but that was essentially the message. And I was indignant too. Like, I listened to what she had to say, but me, what was I couldn't have been more. I probably wasn't even 20 at the time. And there was a part of me thinking to myself, who does she think she is? Like, but in retrospect, it's like, how dare I think I could wear that there? So long-winded way of saying there's a time and a place for everything. And sometimes you really do have to adhere to, the dress codes or whatever, but push the boundaries when you can.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And but that's awesome though, because back then you were still you were so comfortable in your style and in your skin at that point, and what you were wearing, at least you had the freaking balls to walk up in there with that turquoise outfit on. Me, I would have not had the gumption or the gall at all to do that. So
yeah, I don't know what I was thinking though.
You're a freaking fashionista. That's what you were thinking. And then now I feel it's come full circle.
It has. And can I tell you really quickly? Yeah. So when I conducted my first workshop, I spoke to a group of about 70 interns at one of my previous employers. And I had no prior public speaking experience or anything like that, but I was asked to put together a workshop teaching, the young people like how to dress in a corporate environment. Okay. And they asked me to do this simply because of the way I show up. So that's kind of how I got my start doing the public speaking and the workshops. Awesome. Yeah. So
you dress for success, but also dress for the job that you want,
or the jobs that you didn't even know you wanted, right?
Right. Yeah. Yes, 100%. So if you could raid the closet of any historical fashion icon, who would it be?
Oh boy.
I know we touched on Iris Apfel, but I mean, we would probably steal everything in that.
This is
closet,
a lot of pressure, for real. So
under pressure.
Oh my goodness. I don't know, to be honest with you. Like, people who haven't, I can tell you people whose style have influenced me. Janet Jackson. So I don't know if I would want to raid her closet per se, but she's had a huge influence on my style. Also Madonna, because she has always transformed herself. Yes. I used to love, like, each album brought a different personality. People who I like now, one of my fashion favorites is Zendaya.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God.
She is, oh, my gosh, she's so good. Flawless.
Rihanna, Victoria Beckham. Like, I like style that kind of pushes the boundaries. I saw this show called Home Edit on, was it Home Edit? Maybe, I don't know, but they went through and like reorganized people's closets.
Oh, right.
Rachel Zoe, her closet was bananas.
Was it? Oh man, God. I love her. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, she was the best. She had that show. Was it like it was a hairstyling show with Rachel Zoe?
Okay, I didn't see that, but I know.
Yeah,
she
TLC a long time ago.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
That is so great. Oh man, and Janet Jackson has always been a huge inspiration to me from her music. I mean, her cassette was my first ever cassette.
Which one?
I don't even know.
Was it Control, the red one? Okay.
Yeah. So good. And then her fashion, and then like that whole fashion thing that happened with her.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So, and I mean, Justin, JT is canceled forever on that one. I'm being canceled a lot of people on this show today. But let me tell, I love that Janet Jackson is like one of your fashion icons, and you would totally rate her closet. My favorite is the hat, the black hat with the studs.
Rhythm Nation.
Yes.
Okay.
Love that. Love her style. So is there anything else you would like to share? Anything you want to say to the people out there, to the women out there in regards to their style? Is there any one piece of advice you can give them if there's somebody who doesn't know, like they have fashion sense, but they don't have style, if that makes sense?
Okay, so interestingly enough, so some of my clients actually have great style already, but they are lacking inspiration or have these limits that prevent them from really thinking in a creative way about their style. So stop thinking about style as just a utility and start thinking about it as something that you can do to have fun and really express yourself. So one thing I recommend, so a lot of women I work with, there's a shopping component to some of the services I offer, but in many cases we start in the closet and can create outfits based on what's already existing. So go to your wardrobe and spend a little time mixing and matching. So make a little date for yourself. If you don't want to make it a completely like stressful big thing, just set a timer, 30 minutes, pour yourself a drink, put on some music, try on your clothes, get creative, even things that you don't think go together. Take pictures, critique your outfits, seek some inspiration on the internet, follow the Fearless Fashionista on Instagram.
Period. Duh.
So things like that.
Okay, wonderful. And I was about to say, how can we connect with you and work with you? Like, how can we, you know?
So Instagram, the Fearless Fashionista, THE, Fearless Fashionista, all one word. You can sign up for my newsletter. So I do have an email subscriber list. I don't spam you. I typically send 2 to 3 emails per month with information. One of the benefits of subscribing is getting special offers, info, news, things like that ahead of everyone else. And I am an editorial expert for a magazine, an online magazine called Crunchy Tales.
Oh, hey, nice. I think I saw one of your articles. That's why I was wondering. Nice. I love that.
So I'm doing a little bit of everything, and my podcast is called The Secrets of Stylish Women. And similar to you, I'm getting these episodes out here. Sometimes I do an episode by myself. I had my first guest recently, so I'll be producing, more episodes and really doing a deep dive on fashion topics on that. So plug in.
Yes. Thank you so much, Lauren, for being here. This has been such a great episode because I'm just a huge lover of fashion.
Yes.
And I'm a huge lover of you because I see all the freaking amazing shit that you're doing. And one more thing, how can people get your book?
Oh, thefearlessfashionista.com. It's available. There is a digital version and there's a paperback version. So visit thefearlessfashionista.com and there's a section where you can purchase the book. And I also have a boudoir ebook. I need to come back and talk about that, unless you want to talk about it now. So
let's talk about the boudoir book. Why leave without saying the boudoir book?
I didn't know if there were time constraints.
Girl, there ain't no time constraints over here. So I did see that you did a sexy ass boudoir session. Tell me about your boudoir book. Is the boudoir book like, it's not just like pictures of you, it's like more information?
It's an ebook.
Well, yeah, tell me about it.
So I did a total of 3 boudoir photo shoots in my life. The first was in 2008 when I was getting married. The second was 2 years ago when I turned 50, and then I did another one last year. And I like them. They're liberating. They made me feel sexy and cool, and I guess there's a little exhibitionist side of my personality. But after going through the third shoot in November, I was like, you know what? I consider myself an expert now, okay?
That's right.
I'm an expert. So, but I did learn a lot during the process because typically if I approach a creative endeavor, there's usually a process. I curated some images. I developed mood boards. I interviewed my photographers in a certain way because I knew what I wanted. I'm pretty comfortable in front of the camera. I have a vision, in terms of what I want. I like expressing my sexuality and sensuality. So I kind of came up with a process, and I was like, for other women who want to or are considering doing a boudoir shoot, here is a resource that can help walk you through the process so you can really come out of it feeling more confident, because that's a very vulnerable thing, Yeah,
I'm going to need that book. I'm going to be purchasing that book because I myself have always wanted a boudoir session, and I've always been too nervous and scared to do so. So I think I'm going to need that book.
So it walks you through the process, like things to consider, how to develop your concept, how to interview photographers, things to consider leading up to your shoot, how to prepare for it, outfit ideas, ways to get into character. And there are pictures of me in there, but it's not just like, oh, look at me, I'm doing a boudoir shoot.
Right.
It's like it brings you into my mind and my thought process as I was preparing for the shoot. And then ways to loosen up and feel sexy and things like that.
I love that. Everybody grab both of those books and book her to actually help you with your style in your closet and actually help you, kind of step into your fashion and step into yourself. So, Lauren, thank you so much for being here, and I can't wait to have you back.